During a virtual interaction with BJP party workers today, Prime Minister Narendra Modi hailed the union budget presented by the Finance Minister. He called the budget 2022 progressive and people-friendly.
बजट का बहुत स्वागत हुआ है, बहुत सराहना हुई है और आपने भी देखा होगा कि इस बजट में देश को आधुनिकता की तरफ ले जाने की दिशा में कई महत्वपूर्ण कदम हैं।
However, the budget 2022 was not welcomed by the Congress. The party accused the Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman and Prime Minister Narendra Modi of betraying the country's salaried and middle classes by not announcing any relief measures. Former Finance Minister P. Chidambaram termed the budget speech by Nirmala Sitharaman as most capitalist speech ever read by a finance minister.
I was astonished, shocked that the finance minister was outlining a plan for the next 25 years, which he called the Amrit Kal. The government seems to believe that the present does not need any attention and the people living in the present can be asked to wait patiently until the Amrit Kal dawns. This is nothing but mocking the people of India, especially the poor and the deprived. There was not a word in the speech about any cash assistance to the very poor who've been pushed into extreme poverty and suffered immensely during the last 2 years. Not a word for those who had lost their jobs. Not a word about creating jobs for those whose education stopped at some stage at the school level. Not a word about reviving MSMEs that had shut down. Not a word about distributing more food to combat malnutrition and hunger. Not a word about cutting indirect taxes, especially GST, to contain inflation and bring down the prices of goods. And not a word about giving tax relief to the tax-paying middle class or the tax-bearing head of a household. By any standard, today's budget speech was the most capitalist speech ever read by a finance minister.
Joining the senior Congress leader was Rahul Gandhi, who tweeted calling it a zero-sum budget. Hitting back at Rahul Gandhi, Nirmala Sitharaman said that Rahul Gandhi should first do something in Congress-governed states, then talk about budget.
I wish, as a leader of the oldest political party, Shri Rahul Gandhi, please understand what has been said in the budget. On every one of the category that is named, youth, farmer, I have mentioned repeatedly what benefits them. I pity people who come up with quick responses. Quick, understanding response, I am ready to answer. But just because you want to put something in Twitter, it doesn't help.